Good day, everyone. Welcome to our another discussion. This time, our subject, ED 304, are the teacher and the community, school culture, and organizational leadership. So, I am tasked to continue the discussion of Unit 1, Introduction to Society, Community, and Education, under the lesson defining the basic concepts, specifically education and social interaction. So this is still Jackie Lucy Lagos from BS Ed Mathematics 3 of Negros Oriental State University, Shaton Campus. So throughout our discussion, let's all be guided by this famous quotation from Mahatma Gandhi. By education, I mean an all-round drawing of the best in child and the man in body, mind, and spirit. So when we say education, it means drawing out the best in terms of our body, since we will be mastering different skills. Our mind, since knowledge and ideas are continuously imparted between or among the teachers and the students. And of course, our spirit, since the values are continuously learned and inculcated in an institutional setting. All of these combined and acquired are important and come in handy as an adult, especially when we are already facing the reality of this society. Moving on to our objectives. At the end of this lesson, students are expected to articulate the rootedness of education in the philosophical, sociocultural, historical, legal, and political context. Demonstrate knowledge and understanding on the importance of social interaction in a school or institutional setting, and seek opportunities in promoting professional leadership to establish positive school environment for effective school performance and social learning. Now let's begin with education. So, education originated from the Latin word educare, which means to nourish, to lead out, or to bring forth. Hence, its definition encompasses teaching and learning specific skills, and also something less tangible but more profound, the imparting of knowledge, positive judgment, and well-developed wisdom. So, education involves facilitating the realization of self-potential and latent talents of an individual. It is an application of pedagogy, or the body of theoretical and applied research relating to teaching and learning, and draws on many disciplines such as psychology, philosophy, computer science, linguistics, neuroscience, sociology, and anthropology. After knowing the definition of education, what is then its purpose? So I have here three personalities who share their stand on this matter. Let's start with Arthur W. Fouché. He was a school principal and a consultant in California and Ohio, and the director of the Bureau of Educational Research at Ohio State University. According to him, the one continuing purpose of education since ancient times has been to bring people to as full realization as possible of what it is to be a human being. The broader humanistic purpose seeks to encompass all the dimensions of human experience. On the other hand, according to Martin Luther King Jr., the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. But education which stops with efficiency may prove the greatest menace to society. The most dangerous criminal may be the man gifted with reason but no morals. We must remember that intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. Well, according to John Dewey, the purpose of education has always been to everyone in essence the same, to give the young the things they need in order to develop in an orderly, sequential way into members of society. It is still the purpose of education today, whether this education goes on in a one-room school in the mountains or in the most advanced, progressive school in a radical community. Any education is, in its forms and methods, an outgrowth of the needs of the society in which it exists. From the said purpose of education, we can realize that the goal of education is to nourish and bring out the best of the youth in order to become an effective and efficient members of the society. That indeed, the body, mind, and character must all be improved in order to possess and acquire intelligence alongside with good moral character. Now that we have learned the purpose of education, let's recall its history. Education started as the natural response of early civilizations to the struggle of surviving and thriving as a culture. Adults trained the young of their society in the knowledge and skills they would need to master and eventually pass on. In the ancient Philippines, children were given the rudiments or fundamentals of education. It was both academic and vocation. Education during that time was geared toward their needs. The father trained his sons to be warriors, hunters, fishermen, miners, lumbermen, and shipbuilders. The mother, on her part, trained her daughters in cooking, gardening, serving, and other household chores. However, due to the colonization by different foreign countries, occurrence of several historical events, and the emergence of different technological advancements, our education system underwent a lot of changes, although we also retained some of the ancient teachings which are practical even during these present times. Thus, throughout the years, education has been the social institution that formally socializes members of the society. As a result, our education system in the Philippines, at present, by law, education is obligatory for 13 years from kindergarten to grade 12, also known as the K-12 program. We have three agencies that handle the different levels of the Philippines education system. We have the Department of Education, or the DepEd. It oversees basic or pre-university education. Then we have the CHED, or the Commission on Higher Education, that manages tertiary and graduate education. And we also have Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or the TESDA, which oversees technical and vocational courses. Now, we also have the three types of education. We have formal education. This happens in a classroom setting with trained teaching and non-teaching staffs. Also, we have non-formal education. It is an organized educational activity that takes place outside a formal setup. So, just like trainings, workshops, and also the alternative learning system, it falls under this category or type of education. And we have the third one, informal education. It is a lifelong process of learning by which a person acquires and accumulates knowledge, skills from daily experiences at home, at work, at play, and from life itself. So everything we do in a day-to-day basis, we also learn something from it, and that falls under informal education. After knowing that there is still a type of education that is happening in our day-to-day activities, as well as the emergence of technological advancements that is inevitably happening around us, why there is still a need for us to go studying in a formal setting? Can we not just browse the internet and self-learn everything that the school offered us? Well, yes, we can do that, learning at our own pace. However, there are other aspects that schools offered us which we won't be able to acquire or will be acquired differently in another setting. And that is what we are going to tackle next. School interaction. By definition, it refers to the communication, collaboration, or any direct involvement between or among the stakeholders of education. Its importance is supported by Lev Vygotsky, a famous psychologist, a seminal Russian psychologist who is best known for his sociocultural theory, who believed that social interaction plays a critical role in children's learning. Through such interactions like imitation, guided learning, scaffolding, and collaborative learning, children go through a continuous process of learning. So, as a matter of fact, there are three types of interaction to consider in a classroom setting. We have the student-faculty interaction. It includes both formal direct instruction and more informal mentoring and support. We also have the student-to-student interaction. It includes formal course-related collaboration and interactions, as well as more informal social interaction, which can increase students' comfort with each other and with the environment. And of course, we have the student-content interaction. It includes students' concrete interactions with the course materials and the abstract interactions with the concepts and ideas they present. All of these are happening in a classroom setting. Through these interactions, we also learn to hone and develop our social skills, which are very crucial, especially when we are already facing the reality of the society. After all, school is considered as a social system or a system of social interactions, as it models the diversity that is present in a society. To sum everything up, defining basic concepts like education and school interaction before going deeper to the discussions of the different lessons under this course is an opportunity to have an overview or a recall about these concepts since they played a crucial part in connecting to a bigger context, the society. These concepts are the foundation of the different philosophies that arises which are related to the society. People in the society require adequate and authentic education to help them survive in a competitive world. On the other hand, social interactions inside a classroom or an institutional setting help the students hone and improve their social skills, which are of great importance as they venture to the real and actual battles of the contemporary world. So this has been Jackie Lucy Lagos. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day, everyone.